The formulation of legal codes such as the laws of Ethelbert of Kent and the laws of Alfred the Great represented early attempts at codifying legal principles and standards. The Law of Ethelbert is the oldest set of surviving laws written by any Germanic peoples and was written in Old English. It was based on Christian principles and outlines that fines, known as Wehrgeld, would need to be paid to compensate any crimes. It gave the church special rights and outlined social hierarchies, such as marriage laws and dowries and the legal status of children. It placed a larger emphasis on the importance of making oaths and keeping to them than today. Oaths were very important to the Anglo-Saxons. Other law codes have been lost to time, such as the Law of Hengist and the Laws of Iron. However, they were likely similar, with a mix of Germanic tradition and Roman Christian influences. The Anglo-Saxons had a unique and harsh system of justice, where punishments were often brutal and deeply rooted in their belief in divine intervention. The Wehrgeld was a system of paying folk back for crimes, while corporal punishment meant things like whipping or chopping bits off for smaller offences. The idea of Wehrgeld, where folk paid money instead of taking revenge after a killing, were a standout part of Anglo-Saxon law. It showed how they tried to sort things out and keep the peace. The price of Wehrgeld for different crimes changed a fair bit depending on the kingdom, but here's a rough example, one ChatGPT put together. Compurgation meant swearing an oath to prove your innocence, while outlawry cast folk out from the law entirely. Most times that ended in death. Swearing and holding to oaths were a big part of Anglo-Saxon law. Folks were trusted to keep their word, and breaking an oath weren't just illegal, it was seen as shameful and dishonourable. The court systems were right complicated. Tithings, groups of 10 households, looked out for each other and were held responsible for what one another did. Hundreds were bigger areas with their own local courts, and folkmoots were gatherings where the community came together to sort out disputes. Blood feuds were common, with families taking revenge for wrongs and keeping the violence going. If a Wehrgeld weren't paid, then blood feud killings could have been seen as legal, and sometimes even expected. Trial by combat were when two folk fought to prove who were in the right, believing God would see the just one through to victory. It weren't the most common way of settling things, but it did happen now and then.
Be sure to check out my other channel, History Sticks, for the complete, longer and comprehensive video.